Hello and welcome back to episode 1 of Cardboard Decoy Plays Don't Starve. Now, we've kind of discovered about where we want our base. However, I've rethought things a little bit and I realized it might be a better idea to do it in an actual grasslands area because, specifically, there's a little bit more resources to be found there. Looking around in the deciduous forest, there's not a lot of like random food sitting around like carrots and whatnot. So we want to kind of hopefully stay more towards this area where... yeah, we'll be able to find some stuff laying on the ground for the first part of the game, at least, anyway. So that seems like a slightly better idea. There's a pigman over there, and pigman can be useful. However, he's not exactly a huge priority, and we can move pigmen around and do all kinds of other fun stuff. So we're just going to go around here and torment the wildlife a little bit, apparently. And then, yeah, back over here. This is where we want to be. This is about where we want to set up base. So first things first, we need to find a decent area. All of this is super overcrowded. I tend not to build my bases here for this very reason, because it requires a lot of resources to clear out a decent enough area for it. But we can go ahead and sort of pick out a location to drop some of our stuff. There's a frickin' turkey. I hate those things, but they run away too fast and you can't really grab them. No, don't eat the berries, you stupid dick. Alright, oh, and we've got spiders down here. Good. Spiders are some of our indigenous monsters, and they are good for regular items and that kind of a deal. Okay, cool. So actually, let's go ahead and go back up to this area. We're going to hold this in our hand here, this carrot. So if you're wondering why it's still there, that's more or less why. So, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll set up shop here. I like little foresty outcrops that go into the savannah. That seems to be the easiest way to kind of manage this sort of space. Usually starts out clear. It's a little dark, but that's fine. That doesn't really bother me too much. I am playing Don't Starve anyways, which is a fairly dark game when you really think about it. Let's go ahead and drop this here. And the manure's not going to rot. I don't think it's going to rot, at least. I'm a little worried about that prospect. So we'll drop all this stuff here, and then what I'm going to go do is pick up a pickaxe that we found over here in a little set piece over in that direction and see if... we can use that to mine some rocks and be able to set up our actual fire pit. So, okay, we're just going to walk over this way. We will go down some roads because there's an item I want to get that is usually found near roads. And if you're familiar with the game, you know I'm talking about Chester. So, if we can get Chester, that would be super handy, and we'll do that as we continue to sort of explore the island a little bit. But right now we need to secure a food supply so that we don't starve, which is pretty titular when you think about it. Alright, here we go. There's the pickaxe I wanted. Cool. Doesn't have a lot of durability left to it, but that should be enough to get all the rocks that we need for a fire pit without having to use any of our own resources. So, okay, there's our touchstone buddy. Okay. And then, yeah, we're going to not have enough room for everything. Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, what do we want to drop for now? How about we just eat this carrot raw? There we go. Alright, it's getting dark. That's fine. We're not in a huge rush. We're kind of in the depths of autumn, so I'm not worried about the days getting much longer or shorter either way. Let's see. At least I assume we're in autumn. Once again, just because the rabbit holes are open. If summer ends up coming up and then we have to start, like, being terrified of heat and things like that, I'm going to be fairly upset. So it's a little... I'm not ready for the new content. I'm a little scared. Now I'm like, oh man, okay, I wanted to play Reign of the Giants Blind to offer some entertainment to those of y'all watching, especially ones who are more familiar with the game. Well, there goes our pickaxe. I should be able to build another one, though. Wasn't quite enough to build an actual, for real fire pit. But it was close, you know. No big deal. Okay. We're going to mine that. Excellent. Alright, let's go. That should be enough for a fire pit. Am I right? Yes, I am right. Cool, we'll do that and store it. So, and I don't know if you do know this or you don't, you can build something and then right-click to empty your cursor and it'll just hold it for you. And basically, it's still officially constructed. Like, it's in the inventory as a construction. But you can just sort of carry it around without taking up an inventory slot. And for me, that's pretty damn convenient. There we go. Hooray, fire pit. That's exactly what we wanted. Just what I always wanted. Okay, let me go down here and we're going to chop down this tree. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright, cool. Now we just need to survive this night, and then we're going to go harvest that gold that I found in the last video. And then we'll be able to make our science machine. And science machine, once again, for explanation's sake, I'm kind of torn in between, like, explaining everything because, you know, just to be informative, and then also acknowledging the fact that this game has been around for over a year now, and, so it's like a lot of you have already played it. Those of you who are watching now are more than likely veterans of the game, or at least fans of watching the game being played, which is totally fine. And then some of the rest of you are just completely in the dark as to what's going on, and this is your first experience with it, and that's really cool as far as I'm concerned. You know what, I need to cook these berries and eat them. Okay, I'm a little worried about my food situation as of this very instant. I keep forgetting to actually stock up on a lot of it, so we're going to go grab this gold, and then run back and focus on getting carrots and berries for a little bit so we don't die over the next couple of days. And then we can start hunting rabbits with a boomerang. Boomerang is my weapon of choice so far. Oh, we need to kill spiders first to do that. There's a few things to take off the list here in the first few days. Now we're hitting, this is the end of day 3, which means we are officially no longer entirely safe. So, yes, there's a lot to do and very little time to get it done in an appropriate manner. So, let's see, we do have lots of grasslands over here, so we'll be able to forage at least, and we can get a bunch of birch nuts if we need to, and chow down on those. And, I'm thinking. Okay, fine. I think birch doesn't give you as much wood as a pine does. That's the trade-off. That might be the case, but it does give you a lot of birch nuts, which are, you know, a steady food source. So I'm debating if I want to actually plant a birch or pine forest for my regular supplies. So, oh, is that... Oh no, I just realized that I usually play with the music off in this game, and now that it's on, I can appreciate it a little bit more. Man, why am I feel really framey. Yeah, it's weird. I keep getting frame dips. I guess maybe I do officially have one too many things running. Oh no, I have something in the background. I have a weird background task running. What the hell is that? That's kind of interesting. But yeah, I'll fix that in between episodes. No big deal. Okay. So, yeah. So, apologies if the frames are a little weird. You're already watching this on YouTube, so it's cutting them in half anyway, so maybe you don't notice nearly as much, but I'm definitely feeling like some minor slowdown here. Definitely weird stuff. Definitely weird, definitely. Oh my god. Hold on, this is really distracting. Okay, well, it's about as good as it's gonna be. I'm gonna mess with some things in between recordings to see if I can actually figure out what's going on with the game here. But I am dropping quite a few frames. Yeah, it's all over the place. I just closed a bunch of background tasks, and it doesn't seem to actually have done much of anything. We're just gonna drop those sticks there. Oh yeah, so I forgot what I was doing here. I just went into full forage mode. But, yeah, so in between I harvested a gold and then there were still issues, so it's a little weird. I'm hoping this will resolve itself and it's not necessarily a direct result of, like, my recording software or something else like that. Either way, it's a little distracting for me because things are not as smooth as they should be whatsoever. But, you know, I'll fiddle with some things in between the big recording chunks, and then, yeah, hopefully everything will be resolved. So, yeah, okay, we've got our gold, which means we can now make a science machine, so we're heading back to base. And I'm just kind of idly picking up things as we go here. Still need, like, a bunch of this ambient stuff, like seeds and whatnot. I'm picking up flowers, although it's a little bit of a waste right now. And that's more or less to improve sanity in the long run there. So, okay, still need seeds, still need grass. We have a full 40 sticks. I'm just trying to get full stacks of everything. And then we'll be able to store all this stuff here pretty soon. But yeah, there's my gold. And yeah, we're wandering back to base and picking up stuff as we go. Should probably farm some of the stone as well. That's going to become more and more important as we go, but we'll cross that bridge once we get to it for sure. Okay, here we are back at base. Now we can look at science. What do we need? We need more rocks. Ah, there we go. Hit the wrong button again, thinking I'm playing Factorio. Okay, build science machine. Sweetness. Okay, cool. So now we have a science machine. And we can build all kinds of new stuff. We can make an endothermic fire, which will be handy during summer. And then we'll have a shovel, pitchfork, razor. Yeah, a few tools here we need. A few tools and not immediately important. And survival. What can we make right now in survival? I'm also kind of looking to see what new stuff there is, because I'm not 100% on what all is available there. Backpack is probably going to be pretty handy at the start here, so we're going to go ahead and build that. And that takes up our chest slot. So our chest slot is going to be necessary for armor later on as we go. But for now, we just want enough to actually be able to build a chest so we can dump our stuff relatively safely. So there we go. Oh, that's right, I have to prototype it. So science allows you to prototype things, but after you build it once, you can build it anytime. So that's super handy. All right, here we go. Here's our... This is our miscellaneous stuff chest. We're going to drop that in there, as well as the gold. And we have a little bit of food. Here's some nitra. Not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. Alright, it's about to get dark, and we only have 3 logs, which is enough to get us through the nights right now, but just to play it safe, we're going to go chop down a couple trees before it gets totally dark here. So... now we can start thinking about some of the placement for the other things that we need as well, like our forest, for instance. We want to start growing a forest. Oh, if you zoom out too much, it gets hazy, and I think that's just illustrating, no, you cannot have omnipotent viewing potential in this game, which is totally fair. Again, like Factorio, I'm making a lot of comparisons with Factorio because it has, I think, similar survival themes at the beginning. Factorio is a little bit more on the... you know, the beginning's really challenging, and then after a certain point, you're just running around and, you know, going absolutely apeshit with your creative whims and wiles. So, as opposed to this game where it's pretty much all survival all the time. Ooh, we do have birch nuts, so we have something to eat tonight at least, and that's important. So we will go and try to find a spider base here pretty soon. I'm still picking up these petals to kind of restore sanity. Because every time you pick a flower, you get a little bit of sanity, so that's really good. There's some carrot. Okay. And flint. And I'm getting a bunch of stuff we don't immediately need, but whatever. Okay. So... this is a full-grown tree. Yeah, you get 3 in a stump, plus birch nuts. I don't know why you wouldn't make a birch forest. Especially since the monsters that birch trees spawn, the poison birch trees versus tree guards... tree guards are a lot harder to kill, basically, is what I was going to eventually communicate there. Let's see. We have a road that goes all the way down there. We'll explore that tomorrow and kind of go down that way and hopefully pick up some food on the way. Oh my goodness, it's almost completely dark. Okay, add fuel. Okay, cool. Just barely made it. We're going to cook this stuff. I'm trying to hold on to the birch nuts for as long as possible. So, food does rot. So if it's edible, this green will slowly drain away until it goes into yellow and then red, and then it becomes mush. And that's not exactly ideal, clearly. Alright, we're going to cook some of these. I don't know how much hunger they actually satisfy. It's an okay amount. We'll cook 2 more. And there we go. Yeah, 1 more. That puts us, yeah, close enough. And we're up to 95 health again, and our sanity's doing just fine for now. Okay. So, yeah, we want to strike it out down that road. Basically, any road that we've seen so far, we want to continue exploring for food and good times. And, yes, okay, there's my spiders. But also, we need to... oh, let's do this really quick before I completely forget. Let's make a log suit. So, we need to go to refine... we need 2 pieces of rope. Alright, and then we need a log suit. And then we also need to refine 1 so we can make a spear. There we go. I'm sitting here talking about combat, and I am not combat ready whatsoever. So, alright, cool. Now we have a bevy of tools at our disposal. We'll go ahead and we'll store this kind of stuff in our backpack for now. And I think it should automatically stack in there. I'm hoping it does. Alright, there we go. So there we go. This is for all of our miscellaneous stuff we pick up. And look at how clean our inventory looks now. So, and we've got all of this stuff. The unfortunate bit, of course, is if you equip the log suit, it's going to drop the backpack. and vice versa, because your backpack cannot be held as an inventory item. That would be pretty broken, admittedly. Okay, cool. So let's go explore down this road, see what's over in our neighboring territory over here, and then we'll come back and work on our base a little bit. Oh, how much time? We got like 4 minutes. Okay, that should be enough to at least explore to the end of this road and hopefully pick up some resources on the way back. Let's switch to mouse mode here. There we go. It's a little bit smoother. I kind of alternate between mouse controls and keyboard, like raw keyboard controls. Oh, that didn't go on very far at all. Well, we're in a forest now. Let's, okay. Yeah, we've got grasslands over here, or whatever you want to call them. There we go. There's a bunny we just scared the shit out of. And we'll leave some of these flowers here. Eventually we'll have a flower field too, so that we can start harvesting honey. Honey becomes a pretty important thing in this game. And picking up sapling, or, well, we're pretty much focused on food items right now. Everything else we're relatively okay on, but we're always going to need food. So we should pick it up whenever we have an opportunity. Okay. And then flint. Okay. Waiting for anything fancy to happen whatsoever. Even though this is at foraging pace, which is a little slow. I'm definitely wondering, like, okay, where's the line between interesting and tedium on this game? Because there is a lot of foraging that happens and a lot of repetition, because you need to kind of store up a bunch of food and cook a bunch of food that will basically fuel your adventures. And I'm thinking there's probably going to come a point where it's like, okay, in between episodes, I'm going to make sure I have enough food for like 2 or 3 days, and then we can wander around and do interesting stuff in the meantime. So let's go ahead and do this. I definitely like the idea of striking a balance in that regard, where it's like, yeah, no, I want to make sure things are entertaining, so we're not always sitting here and I'm just like, there's some twigs. Picked up some twigs, you see that? And they didn't stand a chance. Totally awesome. Although this game also has a high incidence of like semi-random events where stuff can happen and it's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh god, run, conquer, and or I can't believe I found that this early on in the game kind of stuff. And that tends to be pretty interesting. That's really good whenever it happens. Hey, there's our second touchstone. Holy shit, they're so close together. That's unheard of. Well, I guess maybe not entirely unheard of, but our base is now in the middle of both of our touchstone points. So that's really good. We need to bring a hammer and take down these pig heads so we can get some pig skin and then make that into football helmets. Yeah, you heard me right. If you're not familiar with this game, it does have kind of a really interesting sense of humor in that way. So you do get pig skin from the pig heads, and then you can turn that into a football helmet. So, well, yeah, that's the thing. Okay, well, we've explored that area. We basically just found more grasslands and forest. We've got enough food for the night. I'm going to go ahead and start planting birch trees here. So they'll be not only our wood supply, but sort of our backup food supply if we really get to a situation where we need that. So, but I think what I want to do is go ahead and build a shovel and a hammer. Seems like the best idea. Let's go ahead and let me look at tools. Shovel we can build right now. Let's go ahead and, yeah, we're going to build a hammer first. Oh, hey, it only needs grass as opposed to rope. That's interesting. It's a little, I'm going to go ahead and assume Reign of the Giants change. They kind of streamline some of the stuff so you don't always have to refine in an almost redundant way sometimes. Okay, so we have a hammer. Hammers are good for removing structures. So if it's an actual built structure, you can actually hammer it down to its constituent parts. Whereas like a boulder, you can't really use a hammer on. It doesn't do anything. But we can hammer the hell out of this. All right, cool. Sticks and pigskin. Good stuff. And there we go. Sticks and pigskin. We're just gonna collect all of this and go store it. And then move on with our day after we make a football helmet. Okay. Now, of course, if you haven't found any touchstones, which is usually kind of a pretty high priority whenever you start out a game, just as death insurance, you can also get them from actually killing pigs, although it's not suggested. So One of the more interesting mechanics in this game is the concept of a naughtiness meter, and you can be naughty by killing innocent animals, and pigmen are considered that. And even though you can destroy their houses and get pig skin, so that you can build their own houses, pig skin is kind of one of those resources you don't want to... If you destroy the houses, they don't spawn pigmen anymore. And if you don't spawn pigmen anymore, you'll eventually run out of pig skin to use, and you do not want pig skin to be a finite resource, because it's super handy. Alright, we're going to do this very quickly, and then run back to base for the night. And then, oh yeah, we'll totally end the video as well, so let's do that. That's good. We're in a very comfortable position right now, so there's a lot of potential here. And basically, yeah, next episode we'll work on our base a little bit and kind of get some things set up that we're gonna need long run wise, and also go kill some spiders for hopefully some webbing so that we can make a boomerang, and then we can kill little guys with it, which will also summon Krampus over time, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. Krampus isn't really that difficult anyways. So yeah. Let's get back to base. Back to base, quickly. Quickly now. Alright. Yay, add fuel. Alright, cool. That's more than enough for the night. And then we will go to fight. And we want... Oh, I need an alchemy engine. Shit. That's not any good. Okay, I didn't realize that was an alchemy tier item. Did they also change that, I wonder? The suspicion. Alright, cool. Well, we're gonna cook all of this up, and then we might actually go on the hunt for a rock quarry that will be able to give us a ton of gold. That's pretty high up on the list right now as well. So, we'll need wood. I might go ahead and hunt down some wood in between episodes, and then, yeah. Fortunately, it seems like my frame issue has gone away. I don't know what was going on with that, but it appears to no longer be an issue, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and guess that there was some background task, an update or something that was happening while we were playing there, and that was just sort of an ill-timed kind of incident. So, but yeah, okay, day 5, it's the night, and yeah, we've done pretty good. We got 2 touchstones now, which we'll have to outfit with some emergency supplies for sure. We've got the chessboard area, which is important later on. We know where some beefalo are. Now we just need to find a quarry and get a whole bunch of gold so that we can build this alchemy engine. Oh, that's new. Electrical doodad requires 2 gold and a cut stone. So we're going to need at least 4 gold and a lot of stone. So that's going to be our next goal. We need to get some wood, first of all, so that we can kind of travel and make fires as we go, for sure. And then we will need to go and try to track down some... Oh, yeah, come here. Meat. I just killed that bird. I was excited about it. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and move things along and go on a little bit of an adventure to try to find a rock quarry. And that could take a while. That could take a couple days. Either way, this has been Cardboard Decoy playing Don't Starve. If you've enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.